Hi everyone, this is Max Gullickson, and this is Southbridge Community Television, brought to you right from our studio here at 41 Elm Street in beautiful downtown Southbridge. Now today I have with me Ed Humphries. Hi Ed.
Hi Max.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me again.
You've been here before.
I have, yeah.
You were here last time you wrote the play Lost World, and we talked to you a little bit about that. Now, you've been a playwright for a little while.
Yeah, actually this year will mark pretty much my 10th year in terms of when I've actually sat down to write something.
Wow, what an interesting thing. You live in Southbridge?
I do, yep, moved in 2 years ago.
I don't suppose you're a full-time playwright, are you?
No, I have a full-time job, and actually I left that job a little early today so I could get down here. But this is my passion.
Excellent. And, well, maybe one day, you never know.
Yeah, one day transition, maybe movies.
Now, you moved on from Lost World, and now you have a new play called Dad's Dance that's coming out towards the end of this month of March. Can you tell me a little bit about Dad's Dance?
Sure, absolutely. So the play Dad's Dance, it's got a little inspiration from my life, but I'll go into that in a second. But it's essentially about a dance studio that each year hosts a end-of-year recital, and as part of that, as entertainment for the audience, they have a choreographed dance staffed by various quote-unquote dads in the audience. And I put that in quotes because we have a few women as the dads, because as we find, dads come in all shapes, sizes, and genders. In ours, we have a grandmother who's playing the role of a dad for her family. And then we have a same-sex couple as well as part of the Dad's Dance.
So you got a dad figure.
We have a dad figure, yeah. And so as part of that, they all come together and they learn this dance, and then they, perform it for the entertainment of the audience. And into this world, we have a dad who has watched from the shadows for years. His daughter's been part of dance for, over 10 years. And he decides to make his maiden voyage into it, and we follow him into this world.
This play is about him. After all these years of watching his daughter, he's going to brave it out and get out there and do something for his kid.
Yep, he'll get out there and shake his groove thing for all to see.
Ed, do you have a daughter?
I do. I have a daughter, Aria. She's in high school now, and she's been dancing pretty much since she's been walking.
That's so interesting. You found a little bit of your own life that was probably not the straight-on inspiration, but the inspiration a little bit for this play.
I did, yeah. So my daughter, as I mentioned, she's been dancing her whole entire life. I want to say around the time she was 5 years old, so maybe 10 years ago, a sign went up for a choreographed dad's dance at her dance studio. And since I have no problem making a fool of myself on stage.
Not for your kid.
No, of course. Yeah. Make a memory, right?
Yeah,
so I decided to throw my name in the hat and get up there and do it. So that's how I found myself at a dance studio one Monday evening with a group of about 10 to 15 other guys, all of whom had like arms to here, just completely jacked guys.
Manly men.
Coming from construction sites and firefighters. And they were all doing the same thing that I did. None of us really knew how to dance or were very coordinated.
Yeah.
But they were there because they wanted to make a memory.
But you all
for
had
the
a
kids.
kid.
We all had a kid.
And you were trying to do something nice for him.
We wanted to do something nice.
Wonderful.
So we learned it. 4 weeks went by in no time. It's a 2.5 minute routine. We're in front of an audience of about 700 people for 2.5 minutes, and the time flies. And once you're done, you want to do it all over again.
Yeah.
So from that, I started thinking about there must be something in here, like a seed of an idea that I could turn into an original story. And if I just wrote a play about what I did, it would be the most boring play you've ever seen. It would be 2 hours of guys going to their rehearsals, learning choreography, forgetting choreography, being yelled at by the instructor, and trying to do it all over again the next week. So I had to make a story around this whole thing. Yeah.
And that was your play.
And that's the play.
Now, you've been writing plays for a while, you said. Now, do you find, it's interesting to me that that you took so much from your personal life. Do you find that when you're writing plays that a lot of, as you call them, the seeds, your ideas for these plays come from your life?
Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't start out that way. The first time I sat down to write something, I actually enjoy thrillers, and so that's what I tried to write. I'm a big Stephen King fan, and I was like, oh, I like this stuff, I'll try to write it. But just because you like it doesn't mean you naturally could write it.
Yeah.
So after a couple cracks at that, I had an idea, and it was around the time I'd been laid off from work, and each day I would bring my kids to the playground as sort of a break from the job hunt. And I would watch them on the playground, and I got to know the various parents that were at the playground, most of them moms. And as I started to watch this dynamic and realizing that I had, kind of a unique vantage point I would not have had, that became the seed for my first play, The Monkey Bar Mafia, which was about an unemployed dad trying to reinvent himself as he was nearing 40 years old.
Boy, talk about making lemonade.
Right.
You're laid off, you're out of a job, and
Yeah.
But you made some,
That's what in that year that I had that experience, which was an amazing experience with my kids. I
Yeah.
wouldn't normally get that.
Didn't really plan that.
Right, and I never
Yeah.
planned it. So I just looked at it, I said, all right, you could either be down in the dumps
Yeah.
and just despondent and why can't I find a job? Oh, it was me. Or pay attention and turn this into something. Right,
Well-
and that's what I did.
Well, way to make the right choice.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it worked for a play. Now, your Dad's Dance, which, by the way, sounds like a play that you could bring any number of your family to.
Yeah.
It sounds like a uplifting, kind of a funny type play.
Yeah, absolutely. So each one of my plays, they're always, the way I write them, I sort of write them the way, I guess along the line of my voice or my mentality, which is I like to laugh. But I'm also appreciative of the heartfelt, poignant moments in life. So all of them have that core in the middle of it. They're funny,
Yeah.
but they have heartfelt, emotional, poignant moments throughout. This one is easily my most family-friendly play yet. I wrote it. We actually have within the play. It's mainly an adult cast, but that main dad, I wanted to show the dynamic of him and his daughter over the years. So we have flashbacks that take place, and we cast the daughter character. We see her at 3 different ages, at 10, 14, and 17, as she bonds with her dad. We cast 2 actresses to play that role through the years.
Okay.
So we see her at 10 years old as
Yeah.
sort of a younger girl starting to
Sure.
experience dance, and the dynamic that grows between the dad and the daughter. Then we check in with her again at 14, and
Yeah.
she's starting, she's starting high school.
Yeah.
Things are changing. She's
Getting a little
maturing.
moody.
Then we see her at 17 years old.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we sort of track a progression.
Any parent would know. I mean,
Yeah.
these are just times in life.
And I would say the other thing that when I wrote this, because I'm a parent, so obviously I wrote it from my, from the perspective of a father to, I've got a daughter and a son, a father to children. But the key thing that you sort of pull out of it, you don't have to be a parent. It's if you've cared for or loved anybody,
Yeah.
and the things that you do for those people you care about the most. And therefore it should resonate to pretty much anyone in the audience.
This sounds like a terrific show. And we have a lot of show people here in Southbridge that
Yeah.
love theater because the Gateway Group, as you know, they play to packed house quite
Right.
often over here at the Elm Street Congregational. For your play, Dad's Dance, when could people see that? When is that coming up?
So we're approaching, we're 3.5 weeks out. So we open at Old Sturbridge Village Friday, March 27th. And we have a show on Saturday, March 28th.
What time?
They're both at 7:30 p.m. However, there is a special dinner and a show package. So you can either buy a ticket to the show, 7:30, show begins. If you'd like to, you could get a dinner and a theater package where
Make
you
it a
start dinner
date?
at 5 o'clock at the Oliver White Tavern.
Oh,
then you
wonderful
walk
place.
right across to the theater.
That's a great idea.
So on their website, they have all the details, and then we're
Okay.
up the following week in April 3rd and 4th.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
So, folks, anybody out there that wants to go see a wonderful play here, Dad's Dance, it's going to be at Old Sturbridge Village at the
Yep.
date you gave, and then they can. And if you really want to romance your special friend, you can take them to dinner at the Oliver White Snappy Fancy Restaurant and drift right across and watch Dad dance afterward. Make a night of it. Ed, that sounds wonderful. Thanks for coming on with me and talking about this. As you know, we talk a lot about plays here. Southbridge seems to be kind of a hotbed for plays. The Gateway Group have been around for a long time, and you're not the only writer. We've had a few other writers on here, and I think it's just terrific that you live in
Yeah.
Southbridge. I mean, Southbridge has a lot of different types of people here, and it takes every kind of people.
I think it's a fantastic community, and actually within our cast,
Yeah.
we've got quite a few people from the Gateway stage. So if you come to see it and you've seen
Yeah.
Gateway shows,
Yeah.
you'll see somebody you recognize up on
Theater
stage.
group, theater
Yeah.
people.
That's right. Theater people stay together,
Yeah.
right?
Ed, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Max.
Good luck to you
Appreciate
on
it.
this show. I hope it's a wonderful success. I hope one day I'm reading your name underneath a movie out of Hollywood.
I hope one day to get you up on our stage.
Folks, there you have it. Right here from Southbridge Community Television with Ed Humphries with Dad's Dance coming up toward the end of the month. And hope to see you all down there and watch this wonderful play from a local playwright. And this is Max Gullickson, and this is Southbridge Community Television. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Ed.